Hi guys, this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach. So excited for our interview today. We are talking to an incredible woman that I'm so privileged that I've gotten to know and help her to have freedom, and so excited for you to hear her story. But for those of you who are new here, welcome. So glad you're here. Let me tell you about what we do here. I help women to be free of food crazies like binge eating, bulimia, overeating, and really, truly, with no medications or therapy, just using their own brain, be able to be done with this forever, to be normal eaters, to have food freedom. And so it is so much fun to see the journeys of women all over the world, and so excited for you to hear of one today. She is such a joy. So I want to welcome onto the show, Pascale. Hello, welcome.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be with you and to do this interview and to tell the whole world about what happened and how I am free now. It's so exciting.
Beautiful. And I could tell your excitement and your joy, and it's just been so fun to see your journey. So I would just love for people to just get to know you a little bit. Feel free to just say a little bit about yourself, or just dive right into what was life like for you before we connected. Like, what were the things that you were struggling with most, Pascale?
Okay, so I've been maybe on a diet a while ago, maybe 2 to 3 years ago. I've been on diet for a while. Then I got into this binge eating cycle for about 1.5 years, and I could not step out of it. And it was like hell. I was living in a terrible way. I could not sleep well. I could not eat well. I could not think about anything else. My life was a disaster, and obviously I didn't know what to do, where to go, and how to go out of this. So this was my eating behavior was so bad, and to mention, I used to be a normal eater and someone who could manage and to control eating anytime around food. But with binge eating, it was so different. It was so like something, it's totally out of control.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, like, what was that feeling for you? Like, how was the binge eating different? Like, when you kind of got into the cycle, like, how did you feel? What were your binges like? Like, give us a little picture of what that was like for you.
Okay, so for me, binge eating was mainly eating quickly, lots of things in a short period of time without thinking about anything but eat the whole time, anything that comes to my mind. And it was basically a food that contains lots of fat, lots of sugar, like chocolate, like bread, like all kinds of fat food. And I could not stop. It has no end. And I could spend maybe the whole day eating. But it was basically at night, at evening, when I got back from work or from gym or from anywhere. And I spent many nights, endless nights, just eating without, out of control. I could not stop. It was so bad.
Yeah, and I know how incredibly consuming this can be. And I know that you were talking about just while you were eating, just, it's like you're totally focused on that. You can't think about anything else. How is this affecting you just mentally throughout the day? Like how much of your mental energy, even when you weren't binging, was going toward food and food thoughts, and how is that affecting your life?
I remember one day I woke up, I was just like, how can I get food out of my head? I had no idea what to do. It was like, I may say now it's about 80%, but I think it was much more, maybe 85, 90, 95% maybe of my day was focused on eating and on food issue and on food ideas all day. I could not stop around a food corner or a restaurant without just ideas about food jumping all over my head. Yeah, it was, I don't know how to control it. It was all day long thinking about food. Could not focus on anything else.
Yeah. and having all of that, like you said, maybe 90% of your
Yeah, exactly.
bandwidth going toward food. I mean, with the other things that you have going on in your life, like how is it impacting, relationships, career, like having that much of your brain taken up by that? What was it holding you back from?
Oh, it was holding me from doing anything. I could not focus on anything else. My work was going, and I could not focus on my job. I was uh, forgetting about things. I was just talking to people because I work in a pharmacy. So I was talking to people and could not focus on what they were saying. I was just focusing on what I want to eat or what I have my next food plan. It was like a disaster. Yeah, I could not focus on anything else. Even my studies, I was always studying. No, no, no. I had to eat and study, and it was uncontrollable the whole time.
Yeah. So it sounds like this is something that just went into sort of every aspect of life. Like you had many things that you needed to be focusing on, but you didn't feel present in any of them because you were thinking of food. Does that sound right?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds very right. And to mention, I was um, I was not socializing any person. I could not go out with my friends. I was all the time thinking, oh, I know I cannot go out because now I'll have to think about food, and I cannot manage to control the ways that I will eat. Maybe I'll eat the whole plate. Maybe I cannot stop on something to feel full. I cannot feel full. I never feel full around the food. So I was avoiding going out with my friends. I was avoiding also because I hated the way I look. I was getting weight quickly, and I was becoming fat and fat and fat, and it was endless. So I avoided lots of time going out. I stayed home and do nothing but eating the whole time.
Yeah. So it sounds like for you it was pretty isolating, like wanting to
Yeah,
hang out with
exactly.
people. And how important was that to you to be able to go out to be with friends? Like what kind of a priority was that for you in your life right now?
I'm a social person, and mainly my job also needs me to be someone so sociable, to talk with people and to go out with friends. And you meet lots of people in your life, and you need to go out. You cannot stay at home the whole time. But with these food issues, it was like everything was going down, and I could not socialize. Even with my family, I was the whole time angry with myself, and I was the whole time I needed to be alone. It was, yeah, like a total isolation. I could not focus on anything else. Yeah, I remember this part.
Yeah, absolutely. How is it impacting you, Pascal, just financially? Like, with progressing in your career, having to buy binge food, like, do you remember a little bit about how it was impacting you in that area of your life?
Yeah, certainly, because I had to stop every morning by the food store to buy something to eat. And usually people buy one thing. I used to buy a whole bag of things. And once I get in the car, I would open the bag and start eating everything I find in it. Nothing would, I cannot, uh, I could not store anything. I have to eat it all. And that's for the breakfast we are talking. And then after the snacks, and then food, like for lunch, and the whole day I spent the whole day eating. It was like a fortune spent on only food. Yeah, 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 I think so.
Yeah. And what were you emotionally experiencing at the time? I know that, after a binge, like, how did you feel? Like, how is this just impacting just the way you felt in life and just your emotions?
I hated myself so much. I hated my body. I felt the whole time regrets. Why this happening to me? What's going on? Why cannot control food? Have control around food? I was feeling like how can people live their life, and while I cannot? I just have to think about food. And I thought that I was having psychological problems. I was having some other problems that were not solved. That's what led me here to eat this all amount of food. But eventually it wasn't like this. I
Yeah.
think this is it.
And in fact, I mean, Pascal, thinking of, that sort of journey, which is a very familiar journey, right? Of like, oh, okay, there's something else going on, right? I have some sort of psychological thing that I have to figure out, and that's why I'm eating food, sort of those ideas.
Yeah.
Under that mode of thought, like what
Mhm.
sorts of things did you try to fix this? Like where were you going? Like how are you trying to find help to fix this before we were able to connect?
You know, it was like, first of all, I've started the dieting. Dieting again. Maybe it was a problem with me not knowing how to eat, not I could not control image. So I visited many dietitians to help me fix a meal plan and start working on it. It worked maybe for 1 week or a few days. Then I get back into binging. It wasn't over with dieting. It was never the solution. I went into the gym and started working on my body. Maybe I should lose some weight, and even if I have to binge, maybe losing the weight will help me. But also, it wasn't the solution because and I was fixing outside things. I didn't think about what is going on inside. And I went to a psychologist. I spent a fortune also there. Um, she helped me uh, with my with my problems when I was a younger child, when with my family issues. But it was never about food. She just told me that you should fix a meal plan and start working on it. I didn't know. I couldn't follow this meal plan also.
Yeah.
And these were the main things that I've done to stop binging at the beginning.
And nothing helps. Like it might have
No.
been interesting for other things, but it was like if you have a meal plan you're not following, is you're binging, right?
Exactly. I just thought again, what's going on? What's happening? I could not ever follow a meal plan. It was like I could not be in control. Something was out of my power.
Yeah. Just that feeling of something's going on. Why is this
Yeah,
happening to me? But what do I do about it, right? It's like what
exactly. And am I crazy? What's going on?
yeah. And I find that is such a theme of like these strong, incredible, capable women that do so much and are successful with so many things. And then there's this thing with food that's so
Yeah,
confusing.
exactly.
It's like the simplest
Oh,
thing, but the most confusing and terrifying thing that like food, like they're
yeah,
not gonna know what to do about it, right?
exactly. Am I addicted to food? Am I something you cannot avoid? You have to eat at one point. I cannot stay the whole day without eating, or it's something you have to do at the end. And being not able to control yourself around it, it's so crazy. It's so weird. I was not capable to understand it by my own willpower, by my own brain at the
Yeah.
beginning, for sure.
Absolutely. So for you, Pascal, is there anything in sort of that chapter of life, you know, as you were going through that and binge eating and trying to fix it, anything else that comes to your mind that you would want to share just about how you were feeling or how it was impacting you?
I feel that if I can go back there again, maybe I wouldn't stress out on these external things, diet or doing extra exercise or going to some psychologist. I should have thought about something beyond all of this. But everyone has to go through this experience to reach a point of figuring out what's the real problem and how to fix it. And there is a solution, I think, for everything. That's the greatest thing I have experienced after all of this.
Yes. So let's talk about the solution.
Finally.
All right. And then we got to meet and it's wonderful. We got to connect. How did you first find me?
Well, at the beginning, I found this book. I was the whole time looking on YouTube and on the Google and everywhere how to fix this problem. I did not know the real name for binge eating. I thought I was bulimic for a while, so I thought it was bulimia. And from one video to another, it led me to the book, The Brain Over Binge. I ordered online. I bought it. I brought it here, and I started reading it. at the beginning I thought that there was something like clicked and I found the solution and it's over and I'm not binging again. But then I started binging again and again, and it wasn't over. I understood all the everything in the book was understood, but um, it wasn't translated in my life. I could not apply it all. It was something uh, was not working right. So after this, I found you. I found you on YouTube, the whole videos and the channel and everything, and it was, well, someone understands here what's going on. And from one video to another, it led me to the Facebook group, and things were getting better. And here we are, and at the sessions and everything else.
Yes, beautiful. So it sounds like you had some things, like you were kind of on this journey where you intellectually understood these things, but
Yeah,
the binging was still there. Okay, you had the support of the Facebook group, but the binging is still there. So
exactly.
what made you decide for what was your decision process of us working together? Like, why was it important for you to start this journey and have that individual help with you and
I reached the point where there was nothing else to do. I've done it all. I've understood everything, and I'm still binging. Something was not working right, and I'm someone who would not stop until I reach the solution. I would never stop. I know myself. So one night I remember my binging was so terrible. It was so terrible. I could not stop binging for 1 week, maybe. I think every day and all the day. So I started looking for something. What should I do? How can I finish? When will this finish? And I was on this Facebook page where on this Facebook group, and you said that there is this free session that you can, where we can talk and chat. And I said, why not? Let me try something. Maybe this time it would be it. I will find a solution. Maybe there is something to work on after all. So that what was the session, and from there the journey began.
Yes, and I want to celebrate you in that. Like there, like you said, that attitude of I will just keep going until I find the solution. Like so many women and people, like women and men that I work with, it's like they had that tenacity to keep going. So anyone who's listening to this right now, like congratulations.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
keeping going, right? Like keep going until you find the solution, because there are a lot of not good solutions out there, right?
exactly.
Like you said, it's part of the journey. Okay, now we know what doesn't work. And so it was so fun to be able to partner together. And you took that step. For a lot of people, that is a brave step to say,
Yeah,
okay, well, I'm going to do whatever I need to get this done. And there's sacrifice and there's change, and that's never easy. But you saw something greater. You saw the hope of freedom, and you didn't know if it was
exactly.
going to work, right?
Exactly. No, at the beginning, I was so like, I was, I was asking you the whole time, will this work? Will I really be free? I was going crazy. I did not know what to do, and I had no idea where was it going or leading me. But on my health, it was destroying my health after all, and it was destroying my mind. I could not focus on anything, so I needed something to get me out of there. And and finally I found some path to go through,
Yeah.
some real path. Yeah, not only,
Yes.
I would not risk taking any medication. I thought about it, but I could not believe that medication will solve anything, and I could not believe that diet will solve anything. And I all people have tried many things, but nothing. They were not free.
Yeah. And so let's talk about that. So we worked together. It's been so fun to partner with you. How is your life different now? In just a handful of weeks, how is your life different now than it used to be?
I'd have to say something that when I'm reading on Facebook, all the girls and all the women who are writing things. I was there. I was there in their place. How feeling terrible and how feeling this destroyful behavior that I used to have. Now I feel how stupid it was. Where was I living? It's exactly like we say. It was hell, and now I'm like heaven somewhere else. I'm totally free. I can focus on my life, on my journey, on my day. I can live normally. I can spend the times with my friends, with my family. I can eat and I can stop eating. It's a choice I make. That's the difference. It's amazing. It's somewhere different. I'm not. I could never think that I can be there again. Never.
Yeah. So it sounds like things have just fundamentally changed. Like are you're the captain of your own ship. Like you decide when to eat, you decide what to eat, you decide to stop. Like it's all up to you. Like that feeling of
Exactly.
control is just gone. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in control again. I I have this key. I have this key. I can say no. I don't want to eat this. I want to eat that. No, I want to stop now. I want to eat it later. No, I know I want to indulge myself in some desserts or something I like. It's my own choice now. I don't have to go by uh, what my thoughts are or what anybody else say. I can choose finally.
Yes. Yay for freedom. Yay
Yay.
for choice. And do you feel like, so just tell me about your relationship with food right now. So I know that you're the captain of your own ship, right? Like you decide around food. But
Yeah.
what is it like just mentally throughout the day? Like what is it like to be a normal eater? Like what is it like to just like live a free life around food?
For me, even now, it's better than the way it was before. You know, when I was on diet and when I thought that I was in control, then I was not letting myself eat many things. I was forbidding my body from many things, maybe that he was craving. Now I know that I can eat. I can choose what to eat and eat it till I feel full, or maybe I eat it in a little quantity or indulge myself in much more things, and still feeling that okay, it's just food, and I can continue my day without thinking about it, without just stopping on it and worrying about how many calories it contains and what will it do to my body. I can eat it and forget about it. So easy. Yeah.
Food. It's just food. And
Exactly. It's just food.
yeah, and to really feel that and know exactly what to do to be able to just have that freedom and your life back is
Exactly.
a huge thing. But I mean, this is a journey getting there, right? So share with us a
Yeah.
little bit about during our time together, what are some times where you maybe struggled? Like how did you overcome when you kind of felt wobbly or unsure? Like how did you overcome and what were some things that you needed to overcome to be free throughout the journey?
You know, it's been a journey. So every time you have this journey, there is some bumps on the road that you have to overcome. And I think I did great because I had this wobbly time where I was binging again, and I thought, and oh, I watched some video of yours where someone was comparing between physical fantasy and mental health. For me, I was focusing on my physical appearance and on losing weight to get to freedom, and I forgot that it's in here. It's all in here. It's all about mental health. If you don't gain your mental health, if you don't focus on your mental health, you'll never gain freedom. And on that day, I thought that no, I could not continue without losing weight. I had to lose weight. I had to do something to reach the weight I want, my goal, my dream. And I don't know. Uh, I when I heard this video, it was for me no. It's not about my appearance, my physical fantasy. It's about my mental health. And from there, it was like freedom was here, was near, and it took me somewhere else. And now all what I was focusing on is my mental energy to gain it back. And I think my physical appearance will be good. It will not be a problem after all.
That's so awesome. And that again, I want to congratulate you on that brave choice, because I know that, okay, so one, you reached out for help. Like, we partnered together, like we went back
Yeah,
and forth, we were talking, I was coaching you, right?
exactly.
And the
Yeah,
attitude of being open to what I was coaching you in, right? Like, this is something that has been a huge success factor, is Pascale, you have been completely open to my coaching throughout the whole process. Like, you've been
yeah,
honest. This is how I'm feeling. This is where I'm struggling. But you always had open ears to hear. And that has helped you to just overcome every bump in the road, because that
yeah.
attitude of like, okay, you know what? Okay, what do I do? Right. And so I just want to say it's been such a delight to share this journey with you. And I'm so, so happy about you just being able to be free. Like, being free, how do you think that's going to change your future? Like, being a normal eater, being done with binge eating, like, how is that going to change things for you moving forward?
Binge eating for me, it was destroying my life. I was getting to an endless road of of my mind was not clear. I could not focus on anything. So for me, living without binging is just living normally, focusing on my job, on my family, on my friends, on my love life, on anything else. It doesn't have to be about food, because after all, you have to live every day with eating. So for me, freedom maybe in 1 year is just to go to go out anywhere I want, to go to the gym, to do exercise without having any worries about, if can I eat this or can I not eat this. Can I eat this and not binge? After all, I'm gonna eat it. I No other choice, and it's my choice what to eat and when to eat and how to eat. It would be so magical.
That's so beautiful. And you make such a great point there about how food is something that we must face multiple times a day,
Yeah,
every day, for the rest of our life. So to have freedom
exactly.
and to have your worries gone in that area, it's like that is your life, right? It's like it makes a huge
Yeah,
difference, because it's literally an everyday, multiple times a day thing.
exactly. And before starting the journey, every time any one of my friends or every one of my friends or family talking about food, I was like, no, no, please don't talk about food, because now I'll have to binge. Oh God, stop talking. But after all, like I've said, food is something you'll have to face every day. That's for sure. It's not something you can avoid or say no, no, please don't talk about it. They have to talk about it, and you have to talk about it at one point. So yeah, it was great to be free of uh, this ideas the whole day.
Yeah, and I know that feeling, and that's sort of the conventional idea, right? It's like, oh well,
Yeah,
you have to guard yourself from any conversations about food. You have to guard yourself from
exactly.
foods. You have to guard yourself from all these situations. You have to guard yourself from going out. But what if, right? It's like what we learned here. What if you didn't change your life? What if you didn't have to manage every little thing that may be a trigger? What if it starts internally and you just know how to not binge no matter what happens? No matter how you
Exactly.
feel, no matter who you're around, no matter what conversation you hear, you can just still do what you want with food, right?
That's exactly right. Because even if you change those things, other things will come up, and they will be involved with food also. And it's something you cannot run off. After all, I've changed my work, and even when I change my work, there is food. something it's something normal. And it's not something, it's food. After all, we don't have to give it so much meanings, because binging would give it would take it so far away from what it is. Food is something normal and something we have to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah. And I'm so
Exactly.
proud of you doing the work and getting the help and support that you needed, and that we have gotten to
Thank
work
you.
together to be on this side of it. So anything else that's popping up for you that you're just loving about life in freedom? Like anything else that's
Oh
just
God.
kind of like what you love about being on this side of it?
I was dreaming about freedom. I was dreaming about the day that I would say, "Oh God, I'm free. I don't have to worry about food anymore. I don't have to worry about where to go and what to eat and how would I manage sitting in front of a table and just choosing some things to eat and not thinking about and not stressing about everything else on the table and not having to finish all my plate. Now I can go into conversations, chatting over the phone and forgetting about the food is what is in front of me. I I could never believe that I will reach this point after such a little while of time. Just going through this journey and getting here is just an amazing thing. And having you as a coach was the best thing ever, man.
Thank you.
That's great.
That's so beautiful to hear. And it has been such a joy. Like, because it's been fun, right? Like it doesn't have to be like this like heavy, sad thing. Like I feel like we had fun together and you're free. It can be
Yeah,
a cool thing.
exactly. I went from one part, from one life to another life. I consider it as a new life right now, and I had so much fun, and I have learned a lot of things in a short period of time. It's something very new and something very very fun, like you said, and something very very easy to deal with right now. I'm so happy. I don't know what to say anymore.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Like that happiness is what this is all about, right? Like I would just
Yeah,
every woman who is in this place of just confusion and their life being so wrecked by this to know like you can be free and you can be done and you can be happy. Like
exactly.
that's what this all goes down to. And I just I just want anyone listening to know that I have absolute belief and hope in you. Like if you want to be free, I do not believe there's any special case where, oh well, I'm just going to have to be a binge eater or bulimic for the rest of my life. Like I've literally never seen it. Like I have women that I'm working with and have worked with that it's been 25 or 35 years of their life where they've been doing this and it's consuming everything, and in a handful of weeks, like they're done. So I also want anyone listening, thinking like, oh, well, I've been binging for longer. Okay, cool. You've been binging for longer. Do you want to keep binging? If not, then let's just fix it. It doesn't matter how long it's been.
Exactly. I don't think it's about time. I don't think it's about time. It's only about the way you treat it. If you don't know the real way out of this, you will be stuck for your whole life. But once you know the real way to go out of this, it will be so easy. In a couple of months or maybe less, you will be free and you will live on your life again and live and do what you want. It's that's what's life about. Do what you really want, not to be overjacked by something. I don't know, by some aliens thought the whole time. Eat, eat, eat. You can make your own choices.
Yeah. Oh, preach. I love this. This is so So Pascale, anything else for you that's on your mind that you would want to just share to those listening who might be in the same place that you were just, a little while ago? Is there anything that you would share with them?
I just want to tell all of these women and men who are worrying about how can they get out of this. There is a way to freedom. It's not so far away, because if you're here right now, if you are listening to us, and if you are on this Facebook page, you are so near from freedom, and it will just take you a few sessions, and believe me, it will take your life from one side to the other, and you'll feel free about everything, not only about food, but all the thoughts the thoughts that you have in your mind, you'll be free of it, and you'll get to live your life happily, free, and do whatever what you want. Eat food and not eat food, and have the body that you want, maybe, after all. Not only focusing on diets and overworking on getting the body of your dreams. Just accept yourself at one point and live your life happily and free. That's essential.
That is so beautiful. Pascale, you are such a joy. Like, I really see it as an absolute privilege to be able to come into anyone's life and to help them be free, because you're going to live the rest of your life. Like, and having freedom, living that as a free woman, like it's a privilege to me to be able to be part of your journey. And it is so beautiful that you are willing to share and be open and to share your story and your advice and your hope. And this is incredibly valuable and meaningful. And I just want to say thank you.
And in my turn, I could not thank you enough. I don't know if 1,000,000,000 thank you would be enough for you, because I don't know what I would have done without you. I would be maybe struggling for the rest of my life with binging and with this thought consuming my daily energy and my daily life. I remember when we started, how bad was my situation and where I was, but where I am now is somewhere else, completely different, somewhere where I would never maybe have dreamt to be here. And I'm so happy for this. And I want everyone to be here, to live freedom. Freedom is something that priceless.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, this is also beautiful. Thank you, Pascale, for being on the show, for just, being the real you, like, and the brighter, happier, freer you.
Yeah.
Like, so fun to see that, because I saw you throughout your journey, right? Like, even the way you talked was different before when you were, in this, and you're glowing, and I love to see that. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun, and I want to thank you again, for sure.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for being part of this amazing thing. Pascale, thank you for being on the show and sharing your story, and for the things that Pascale was talking about. If you want to know about this Facebook group she's talking about, it's a free Facebook support group. You can go to lydialifestyle.com, and you can just click on a button. Like she said, you're so close, right?
Hey, so near.
And be part of the Facebook group. And then we do have openings right now for my team and I.
Please.
Those first sessions, and it's free, and you can talk to us, and you just go to Lydia Wente, LYDIAWENTE.com/apply, and there's a calendar right there, and you just like click and sign up for a time, and we'll call you. It's like that simple. And you can start your journey and get that first step. And I just the same as you, Pascale, I want everyone to be free. Especially because it's something that, like you said, when you find the solution, it's so simple to just adjust and fix once you know how. So
yeah,
the fact that everyone is so close and that they don't have to live this way, like, I think that is such a beautiful reason to just be free, like go for it, because it changes everything. So
yeah,
thank you.
exactly.
Any other just last thoughts before we pop off for today?
At the end, I'd like to thank you, Lydia, and like to thank I don't know, it's something I'm free. I don't know what to say else. I want all those women to be free, and please have the bravery and the courage to say that you need help. It's not something that you have to hide. It's not something that you have to be shy with. It's something you need. Coaching is not something so difficult. It will help you through this and get over it and be free. So get the courage and come on, let's let's be free and live our life the way we want.
Love it. That is Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. And you guys, we're so grateful that we're all part of this together. Like Pascale says, let's just be free. Let's be free. That's great. So this is Pascale, and this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, signing off. Mwah. You have so many options. You can watch more videos. You can subscribe for new videos every Monday. You can even join our Facebook group with an amazing support community.